So yesterday we talked all about correlation. So let's review real quick. Correlation is a measurement. It's going to measure the linearity or the linear strength. It's going to look at the points, your x and your y, on a scatter plot, and we're going to assign a value to it that would tell us how strong it is. Remember, it goes from 0 to 1. The closer to 0, the weaker it is. The closer to 1, the stronger it is. So looking at these examples here, this graph on the right would have a correlation or an R value of 1. It's pretty perfect. Then this next one to the left starts to get a little weaker, so maybe it has a R or correlation of 0.9. Then this one gets even weaker, correlation or R of, 0.8. This next one, I can still see that it's got a positive trend, but it's more loose. So we'll say R is about 0.75. We're just estimating at this point. I haven't shown you how to find the exact calculations, but today we are going to learn how to do that on our calculator. Don't forget that there's also a direction here. Things can be positive or it can be negative. So the correlation being positive, you read it left to right. If it's increasing, right, left to right, then you're going to have a positive R value. If you're reading this left to right, this one's going down, that one would have a negative R value. All right, let's do a little bit of guessing, right? This is just an estimate. If you had to guess, what correlation or R would you give this linear strength? If you're thinking 0.9, I would agree with you. It's pretty strong and it's positive. How about this one? I see a positive trend here, but it's definitely more scattered. Let's go closer to 0 here. How about an R of 0.5? What about this one? If you guessed correlation 0 or no correlation, you'd be correct. When you can't tell which way the line goes, for example, we could put it here or we could put it here. When you can't tell which way to put the line as a positive or a negative, that's going to give you a clue that this is not correlated. All right, so we're going to do an activity. Here's another one. What would you give this one? Again, correlation of 0. You've got a potential of going this way, positive. Then we've got a potential of going this way, negative. So when there's so much scatter you can't decide, go ahead and give that an R of 0. So I'm going to show you how to find an actual R, an actual correlation on your graphing calculator today by doing an activity called Guess My Age. Go ahead and get those calculators out. All right, what we want to do is go to my favorite place in the whole wide world, and that's your Stat button. Go ahead and push Stat button and say, Stat World. Here we go. Once you're in Stat menu, we're going to do some editing, right? It should already be on Edit. So go ahead and hit Enter. Okay, so list 1 is where you're going to put your guess for how old each person is that I'm going to show on the screen. So when you see the picture on the next page, let me go ahead and show you the first one. President Biden. Think about how old he is. Don't look it up. Don't cheat. Just take a guess. I'm going to guess he's 23 years old. All right. So you're going to keep track in list 1 with each picture for each guess. Got it? All right, here we go. I would like you to now guess how old Kim Kardashian is. Go ahead and put that in the second entry of your calculator's list 1. Just to clarify, you're in this position right here. So maybe you think she's 20. Hit enter. Okay, so you're just going to go all the way down list 1. All right, how old is Oprah? All right, how old do you think Jennifer Lopez is? Take a guess for Morgan Freeman. I love his voice. He's got the best narrator voice, doesn't he? How old is Tiger Woods? How about Miranda Cosgrove? Matthew McConaughey. All right, all right, all right. How about Will Smith? Michael Jordan. How about Zayn Malik from One Direction? That's a crazy neck tattoo. I bet that hurt. And then finally, me. How old do you think I am? Take a guess. Be nice. All right, so now you want to take a look at your list 1 in your calculator. I accidentally did some mistyping here. Let me see if I can fix it. I think I meant to say 50 here. So you should have all of your guesses in list 1. All right, so now in list 2, I want you to arrow over to list 2. I'm going to show you what these actual ages are, and you're going to fill in the actual age of these people here. Let's see. All right, so in list 2, President Biden was actually 81. Kim Kardashian is actually 43. Oprah is 70. Can you believe it? She looks great. Jennifer Lopez is 54. Morgan Freeman, 87. Tiger Woods, 48. Miranda Cosgrove, 31. Matthew McConaughey, 54. Will Smith, 55. Michael Jordan, 61. Zayn Malik, 31. And then I ran out of room for me. For your very last entry for my age, I am 42. All right, so you should have all of these values in your list 1 where you guessed, and then list 2 are all of the actual ages. So now I'm going to show you how to calculate and see how good of a guesser you are. All right, so you're going to go to my favorite place in the whole wide world, and that's Stat World. So go ahead and hit that Stat button, everybody. Then you're going to arrow over to Calculate, and we are going to run linear regression. Be careful. There's 2 of them here. There's one at number 4, and then there's one at number 8. If you've learned linear regression before, probably in your algebra classes, you did number 4 back then. But in AP Statistics, we're going to use number 8. We want to put the y-intercept first, then the slope. So it's a little different from number 4. So the way I remember it is number 4 is a bore. Number 8, it's great. So go ahead and hit enter on number 8. Your calculator is going to ask for some details. It wants to know which list to use. It should automatically have L1 and L2 here. If for some reason it doesn't, notice down here right above the number 1 it says L1, and right above number 2 it says L2. Anything that is blue on your calculator, you have to hit the second button to get it. So you would hit second and then number 1, and it puts list 1 there. And then down below, you've got second, number 2. That's only if it's not there. Oops. Let's fix that one. All right, don't worry about your freak list. No freaks today. We're not going to store anything, nothing fancy. Just jump down to Calculate and hit enter. Ooh, all I'm showing is an A and a B, but what I really need is that R, that correlation. I'm really glad this happened. So most of you probably are seeing this. We need to turn something on these calculators. Find this mode button right here. Come all the way down where it says Stat Diagnostics. Notice mine is turned off. With the Stat Diagnostics turned off, I'm not able to get a correlation reading. So come on down, turn it on, hit enter. So Stat Diagnostics is now turned on from the mode. Now I'm going to do this one more time. Go to Stat World, arrow over to Calculate. Number 4 is a bore, but number 8 is great. Hit Enter. No freaks today, and calculate. There we go. Now I've got an R value right down here. Remember, I did some really horrible guesses. I was saying that the president was 20-something years old and that Kim Kardashian was 20-something years old. So notice my R value, 0.05. Whoa, -2. That means I'm a horrible, horrible guesser. All right, I'm not very good at guessing age. So take a look at yours. Did you have a positive? Did you have a negative? Were you close to 0? Are you a strong guesser or a weak guesser? You can also look at the graph. We saw this yesterday when we looked at our statistical plots. Don't forget you got to turn them on and then zoom 9. It's so fine, and you can see what your guesses look like. Mine are all over the place on purpose. All right, well, I can't wait to hear what your guesses were. And I want to know who our best guesser was tomorrow in class. See you tomorrow.